Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com, and we're here today in front of the East 14th Street Theater, right near Playhouse Square, right in part of Playhouse Square. And we're here with Robert Dubac.
Hey.
With the Male Intellect. Welcome
Yes.
to Cleveland. Welcome back to Cleveland.
Thanks very much.
This is actually your second Male Intellect show.
Right. The first one was trying to figure out what women want, which we did.
Right. The Male Intellect,
An
Oxymoron, of course.
And what happened in the second show is I forgot what women want, so I have to re-remember it and then get on to some other issues.
So this is the Male Intellect, the second coming.
Yeah.
You figured out what women want. What is it? Tell me, because we need to know.
What women want is a paradox. You know, what they want, when they get what they want, they no longer want it anymore. Like,
right.
Honesty is the most important thing to a woman.
Sure. You
Unless
tell
it's
the
the truth about her, then it's not so important, right? Or women want us to be punctual and on time, so we can sit and wait until they're ready to go.
Right.
Right? So it's a paradox. So you figure out what we want, but then the paradox of life is really what the whole second show is about.
Okay, so you've moved beyond just trying to deal with satisfying women.
Mm-hmm.
This is really about...
Yeah, now I'm trying to satisfy Republicans and Democrats and religious and atheists and everybody.
You're approaching the whole thing.
Patina, yeah.
You've got about 5 characters that you deal with in this second coming show.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine you also write, you direct, and you act in this. You're
right, but I'm the only person, so if it's successful, I'm the only one who gets credit, but I'm also the only one to blame. I mean, you know what that's like.
Of course. Yeah. So when you started out, you probably had, what, 50 characters, and you whittled it down? I mean, what is that process like?
You know, actually, in this new show, I've got some characters from the old show who needed a lot of enlightenment, so we brought them back through to this show.
So you got similar characters.
Similar characters, and then usually when I think of a character, it's usually somebody that's formed around what it is I'm talking about.
Right.
Because there's certain things that I can't. If I'm going to make a joke about religion, nobody's going to want me to hear it. They're going to want to hear some kind of erudite philosopher say, look, what we should do is swap religions every Sunday like volleyball. We'd rotate. So it'd be rotate, Baptists become Mormons, Mormons become Baptists.
That would be a great idea.
Right, and then, but you have different laws too, because if the Baptist is the Mormon and the Mormon is the Baptist, then you can only have one wife and you can't dance with her either. Right?
Right.
So you understand? So
it gets complicated.
Catholics become Muslims, Muslims become Catholics. You're greeted in heaven by the Virgin Mary and her 72 sisters. Okay?
Exactly.
So
you got to rewrite the Bible.
So we have to, it's
and
complicated.
As you say, you can't do this yourself as Robert Dubac, so you create these characters.
So I get some hayseed to talk like Jesus. Now look, you know, all religions are the same. It's all have the same laws. It's think for yourself. If you can't, we'll think for you. Love everybody. If you can't, we'll tell you who. And God, don't kill anybody until we tell you. All right?
Exactly.
So that's kind of the mandate of all religions.
So you're seeing the oxymoron in a lot of these things, right? You're looking at the hypocrisy of life. Is that what really cracks you up?
Yeah, it is. It is those cultural hypocrisies. It's you know, with politics, it's the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, we should really eliminate the two-party system and combine both parties into one new super after-hours party.
Yes.
And we call ourselves the Republicrats.
Republicrats.
We just take, or the Demolicans, because we can't agree on anything, right? So, but then that's the way you take the best parts of both parties,
that's
like abstinence. Republicans believe abstinence will curb teen sex, whereas Democrats think you need to educate them with sex education, right?
That's right.
Okay, so a Republican Demolican would say the minute your kid turns 13, you educate them with pornography of their mother and father, and that will curb teen sex.
Exactly.
But they're not thinking together, right?
Yeah, we just got to get together, really. Can't we all get along is really your message.
Yeah, well, I guess it's tolerance with laughter, which is backhanded tolerance, yeah.
And how do you keep your spirits? You've been doing this, the first show, Oxymoron, for like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that you really found an audience for that.
And it actually has been translated in different languages. So,
That's incredible.
I got some guy in Swedish doing it, you know?
Is he really?
And he's talking in Swedish. People are laughing. It's been translated.
And you have no idea.
I have no idea.
He may have totally changed the script.
Yeah. But at least he's still paying me. It's in Swedish euros, though, I think.
Which is worth...
cheese, though. It's got holes in it.
It's worth more, though, than the dollar these days, isn't it? So you're probably happy with that. But really, this whole idea of a man's night out, right? Because we got all these girls' night out kind of things. But this is really... And how do women respond to your work? I mean, is it just men's perspective and they're fascinated to hear a man and they don't get that?
Well, first of all, it's called the old one is called The Male Intellect and Oxymoron, which sounds like it's a hit on men. It's male bashing, but it's not. We just give it that title so we can lure the women in.
Lure the men thinking it's going to be women.
But it's even-handed. I mean, it's an equal opportunity offender. So I'm as much as making fun of men men, I'm making fun of women as well.
Exactly.
And that's what brings everybody together. Because,
right.
you know, if you can, I mean, laughter's really the only soapbox you can use anymore. Otherwise, everybody gets all indignant and they want to start a fight.
They do. And we're talking about your next, the third version in this trilogy, really, which is going to be the Male Intellect Piss and Moan. Is it a working title for you?
It's a working title. It is about people complaining, which is our national pastime now.
It is.
You know, we don't. One person complaining is a whiner. A group of people complaining is a union. An entire country of people complaining is France. So instead of us becoming French, why don't we, when we complain, we just have to offer a solution. That's all. I mean, we can all whine, but that's worthless. Let's offer a solution.
That's right.
That's the idea.
So when people come to the Second Coming show, the culmination of the Oxymoron show was we discovered what women really want.
Right.
What do they come out of the theater with here besides they're laughing their butts off and glad they went out for a night of fun theater? What message, if you will, what philosophical message are you bringing across?
It's the bar gets raised quite high. It's, you know, you actually understand the secret to life and the bigger picture.
Really?
I mean, you get to literally see the bigger picture. And, you know, when we figured out what women want, what that does is we all know what men want. So that's, you know,
that's easy.
That's easy.
There's like 2 or 3 things,
well, it's
right?
4. Food, sex, money, power, and happiness.
There you go.
You know, and it's chronological too. The younger we are, the more we're driven by food. Then as we get older, we're driven by sex.
There you go.
If we don't get any sex, we're driven by money. So we can buy sex, which makes us feel powerful, and we fall asleep happy. So that's kind of that's it. It's over, right?
It all works out.
But once you figure out what men and women want, so what men want and women have this paradoxical viewpoint, then that gives you some balance in your brain, and you can hear your voice of reason, which is in this show. My voice of reason calls me on my cell phone, and it tells me the difference between what's true and what's not true, and that's what the whole story's about in the second show, is how you find the difference between truth and illusion, you know, reality and reality TV. I mean,
I was going to say pretty heavy-duty stuff.
It is, but it's funny, so we can deal with that. We can deal with politics. We can deal with religion. So that's.
You're here for a limited run at the 14th Street Theater. Welcome back to Cleveland.
Thanks.
It's great talking with you, Robert. We'll have some fun. Thanks so much.
See ya.
Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in cool Cleveland.